took all out of nails and everything. There was no sense in this. I know, nonetheless, it was soon peace not merely all over, but as it never been.
I said give her up. I said to him, give her up. I swore by all that I held most sacred.
One morning as I was sitting, stitching by the open window, she burst in and flew at me. Give him up, she screamed. He's mine. Her photographs are kind to her. Seeing her now for the first time, full length and in the flesh, I understood why he preferred me.
We were not long together when she smelled the rat. Give up that whore, she said, or I'll cut my throat. Pardon, so help me God. I knew she could have no proof, so I told her I did not know what she was talking about.
What are you talking about? I said, stitching away. Someone yours? Give up food. I smell you often, she screamed. He sees a dick.
Though I had been dogged for months by a first-rate man, no shadow of proof was forthcoming. There was no denying he continued as assiduous as ever. This and his horror of the merely platonic thing made me sometimes wonder if I were not accusing him unjustly. Yes.
What have you to complain of? I said, have I been neglecting you? How could we be together in the way we are if there was someone else? Loving her as I did with all my heart, I could not but feel sorry for her.
Fearing she was about to offer me violence, I rang for Erskine and had her shown out. Her parting words, as he could testify, he is still living and has not forgotten, coming and going on the earth, letting people in and showing people out, were to the effect that she would settle my ash. I confess this did alarm me a little at the time.
She was not convinced, I might have known. I smell her off you, she kept saying. There's no answer to this, so I took her in my arms and swore I could not go on living without her. I don't believe I could have.
Judge that of my astonishment when one fine morning, as I was sitting stricken in the morning room, he slunk in, fell on his knees before me, buried his face in my lap, and confessed.
She put a bloodhound on me, but I had a little chat with him. He was glad of the extra money.
Why don't you get out, I said, and he started moaning about his home. There's obviously nothing between you anymore. Or is there?
I confess my first feeling was one of wonderment. What a male.
Anything between us, he said. What do you take me for, a something machine? Of course, with him, no danger of the spiritual thing. Well then, why don't you get out, I said. I sometimes wonder if you were not living with her for her money.
The next thing was the scene between them. I can't have her crashing in here, she said, threatening to take my life. I must have looked incredulous. Ask Erskine, she said, if you don't believe me. But she threatens to take her own, I said. Not yours, she said. No, I said hers. We had fun trying to work this out.
Then I forgave him. To what will love not stoop? I suggested a little jaunt to celebrate the Riviera or our darling Grand Canary. He was looking pale, peaked. But this was not possible just then. Professional commitments.
She came again, strolled in, all honey, licking her lips, poor thing. I was doing my nails by the open window. He's told me all about it, she said. I said, fine, away, what it? I know what torture you must be going through, she said. And I've dropped in to say I bear no ill feeling. I rang for Erskine.
Then I got frightened and made a clean breast of it. She was looking more and more desperate. She had a razor in her vanity bag. Adulterers take warning, never admit.
When I was satisfied, all was over, I went to have a bloat. Just a common tart. What could he have found in her when he had me?
When he came down, we had it out. I felt like death. He went on about why he had to tell her too risky and so on. I meant he had gone back to her, back to that.
Pudding face, puppy spots, blubber mouth, jowls, no neck, drugs. You could.
He went on and on. I could hear a mower, an old hand mower. I stopped him and said that whenever I might feel effortlessly threats to offer, but not much stomach for believing his either. He thought that over for a bit.
Calves of a flunky.
When I saw her again, she knew she was looking wretched, pardon. Some fool was cutting grass, a little rush, then another. The problem was how to convince her that no revival of intimacy was involved. I knew I couldn't, so I took her in my arms and told her I could not go on living without her, then I don't believe I could have.
The only solution was to go away together. We swore we should as soon as he had put his affairs in order. Meantime, we were to carry on as before. By that he meant as best we could.
So he was mine again, all mine. I was happy again. I went about singing the world.
At home, all heart to heart, new leaf, and bygones, bygones. I ran into your ex Doxy, she said one night on the pillow. You're well out of that. Rather uncalled for, I thought. I am indeed, sweetheart. I said, I am indeed. God, what vermin women. Thanks to you, Angel, I said.
Then I began to smell her often again. Yes.
When he stopped coming, I was prepared, more or less.
Finally, it was all too much. I simply could no longer.
Before I could do anything, he disappeared that minute. She had won, that slut. I couldn't credit it. I lay stricken for weeks. Then I drove over to her house. It was all bolted and barred, all gray with frozen dew. On the way back by Ashton Snowland.
I simply could no longer.
I made a bundle of his things and burned them. It was November and the bonfire was going. All night I smelt them smoldering.
First
First exchange.